Yeah, so my mic didn't pick up any of the audio for some reason, so I have to redo everything. So hey, what's up? Welcome back to another video. First and foremost, if this sounds a little different, it's because I don't have my lavalier mic. It died on me for some reason, so I literally just came back from the store from buying a shotgun mic because they didn't have any lavalier mics. So until then, I hope it's not long, but I'll have another mic. I think this one sounds kind of good though. I kind of listened to it. Anyways, do you ever feel like you're wasting your time, leaving you with the never-ending thought that maybe everything is just a never-ending nightmare, fabricated simply to remind you of everything you took for granted in your past life? What does this have to do with the video? Nothing. This week we're talking about Lomography's Metropolis. In Small Brain Talk, Metropolis is a variable ISO experimental film that they released, or they started their Kickstarter campaign, I believe in July of 2019. In other words, it's a new formula of film that essentially makes the world look like something close to the nightmares I was just talking about, or at least mine. When I say new formula, I mean it was new a whole year ago. That goes without saying. This is the first new formula of film in the past 5 years, or 6 I guess now. To get this out of the way, one of these rolls costs $12.90, coming in 5 and 10 packs for 35mm at least. You're looking at about $64.50 and $129 respectively. I mean, do you really need to feed your kid? So you might be wondering, variable ISO, what does that mean? Well, essentially it means you can shoot variable ISOs. More specifically, you can shoot this between 100 and 400 ISO, giving you all the freedom that you probably can't have. But who's to say you're limited between these ranges? Why not shoot at 800? By all means, shoot it at 3200 if you want to. The world is yours. For all intents and purposes, I shot this at 400, hoping that the added contrast would complement the already edgy look that this film provides. For all legal purposes, I am not aware of how legal or illegal this is. Being sold in 35mm, 120, and your favorite 110, this film is pretty cool in my opinion. Upon doing some research, and by research I mean I'm recording this part of the video and I need to make sure I know what I'm talking about, I ended up coming across a new edition of this film. It's called the Tokyo edition. And actually, upon doing more research, the Tokyo edition of Metropolis is the exact same formula, I think. The only difference is the nifty tin can celebrating 20 years of Lomography Japan. Good to know. saturated look you get from Metropolis, this film could be or could not be for you if you like colder and desaturated colors at least. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this film isn't anything close to other common film stocks such as portrait or gold, which in turn provide warmer tones, more pastel tones. And I guess since I'm talking about the characteristics, I feel like I should mention that this film is very grainy, at least when shot at 400. I'm sure if you shoot it at 100 or 200, it's not so grainy. I don't mind it. I mean, it's film after all. I like grainy images, just not when they look like you printed it on a whole sheet of sandpaper. If that's what you're into though, I mean, hey, it's fine. I'm only gonna judge you a lot. To be known, I wasn't too hyped when I was scanning these. I've heard that this film has very good latitude, but the highlights in most of my shots were completely blown out, if not non-existent. I don't know if I pushed it a little when I developed it. I don't know what I did, but my roll looks a little more washed out than what I anticipated. I have more rolls, so I'll definitely be shooting this film again next time, hoping that it might look better, but maybe I'm being too hopeful. I thought I was gonna love this film, but I like it. I don't know. Take what I say with a grain of salt because you're probably a better photographer than I am, considering that I'm not even a photographer at all. I wasn't disappointed, but the World War II post-apocalyptic vibes didn't really come through as much as I thought they would. I mean, you can always look through the hashtag #metropolis, I think, on Instagram and see some other people's results. Considering the steeper price tag on this film, I guess I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everyone, but I'm not your mom. Do whatever you want. Spend $100 on film. I mean, everyone does that, right? I could really go on forever, but I think I'd rather let you build your own opinion. I hope I was somewhat helpful, or rather just not entirely useless towards your decision making on buying this film or not. And if you're watching this just to watch, thank you. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I'll see you next week for more film stuff and stuff. Sometimes I really wonder what it is that I took for granted.